I'm Kirsty Whiten and I'm an artist. I'm a painter and I make big oil paintings on canvas in quite a traditional technique, and I also do a lot of pencil drawing, like the finished work is pencil drawing, really finely finished and slightly obsessed over. And all sorts of things in between. Like the drawings are now becoming these paste-ups quite often because it's a way of going for a bit of scale, but with all the kind of detail that I like to work into the drawings, and they're very quick to do and disposable. I'm doing more of that. I've only done the paste-ups since I did the Rough Cut Nation at the Portrait Gallery in Edinburgh, because they gave over the gallery to a group of mostly graffiti artists, and I'm definitely not that, but they knew of my work and they invited me to come along, and it was their suggestion really that my work could work in that way. It did, it worked really well. I could blow up. I loved the idea of making these things enormous, and I had a drawing which is called Stupid Gran, which is an old lady holding a baby above her head, kind of in a frightening fashion, and I did her sort of 4 meters tall and with this giant baby, and I worked on ways of putting my figures into the quite abstract big group mural while we were working on that, and then ever since, whenever something comes up that's appropriate for them, I'll do it. Work in this show is all on the theme of one piece of work that I'd done in the past called the Schemy Centaurs, and I just have harked back to it because I always get I get a good reaction, and it's been somehow because it's a picture of these lads hanging out, and obviously mixed with this big mythical theme. It works really well in a kind of context of the street art techniques, because it's depicting these lads. But this time I wanted to kind of, go into the idea in a bit more depth, and so there's a kind of all sorts of contemporary young men made into centaurs, but then there's a set of other ones that are in the First World War. There's a big canvas of a guy charging with his gas mask on and part of the vanguard. I guess they're the same kind of lads, but they're in different times and situations, and something about the centaurs is really, and I'm getting this reaction from people that there's something about them, that the maleness of them, like they're quite powerful. There is a heroic figure because it's so strong, the man's torso and the arms and everything, and the horse's body. But there's a really disturbing aspect to it where the man's crotch and his genitals should be, there's this folds of the horse's breast. So there's a moment where you look at it where you kind of go, and it's all castrated and wrong, and then you realise there's the powerful haunches of the horse behind that, and hung like a horse and everything that means. And so it's kind of, it makes people feel funny. That's something I always quite enjoyed, like a bit of a sexual undercurrent that it's hard to quite place exactly what it is. It's unsettling, but it's kind of, this is not threatening. Some of my work I think in the past might have been threatening to men a little bit, and this one I'm really excited that I'm getting such a good reaction from guys to these pictures. Oh, it's really nice to do something with Rico again, because Amy is my sister, and when Amy and Ali set the gallery up, I spent some time telling them about how it would never work. So it totally has, and everything they've done over the last few years has just been amazing. And I really love the way that they choose the work which is here, which is always technically proficient, graphically really attractive and satisfying, and everything's very well made, but it's also very contemporary and clean, and yeah, I love their sort of selection process and their eye. And I know that the time in this gallery space is sort of coming to an end, but that Rico projects are going to carry on, and it was really good timing for me to do something in this space while this space is still here. And because I had this little inkling of an idea for a collection of images that I thought would work in the Rico context, thought I'd go for it.